up, guys? It is January 3rd. It's actually snowing. I woke up to so much snow. We didn't have snow for Christmas, but if I show you outside my window, there is so much snow. So I thought that the way to start off 2019 was to spill the beans on how 2018 went down. So I wanted to do a little behind the scenes. Since you guys love behind the scenes so much on Instagram stories, I figured that I would sit down with you guys and go through my photos that I posted this year and kind of give you guys a little bit of dirt as to what went down behind the photos that you guys might not see. So I'm gonna spill the beans on the drama, the hardships, like what happened behind these photos. Even though they look beautiful, 2018 was a whirlwind for me. I don't think a year has ever taken so much of a toll on me. Anyways, I'm gonna go downstairs, make some tea, and then we are gonna sit down here in my room and I'm going to spill it. So let's get into it. I should have been better prepared. I should have scrolled at least to the beginning of the year. Got my tea, I've got my feed, and we're ready to get into this. This picture, if you will focus. There is so much pain in my eyes. I don't know if you guys can see it. This was the hardest picture to take. We did a girls' getaway at this little place not too far from where we live, and it's so adorable. It was so cute. They were the best hosts, and I was miserable. James and I had just broken up, or we were on a break the night before, and now I had to go on this girls' getaway and take a photo. I was such a wreck. Literally 2 minutes before this photo, I was crying. I had to leave the dinner because I was bawling my eyes out. I was just a mess. I got there, and the second that I saw Mel, I broke down in the hallway of the hotel. Not probably, this was definitely the hardest photo that I've ever had to take. And the caption says nothing about how I'm feeling. Life is all about balance. You don't always need to be getting stuff done. Sometimes it's perfectly okay and absolutely necessary to shut down, kick back, and do nothing. I took a much needed girls' staycation at the Willow Inn. I'm so lucky to have this girl tribe that keeps me grounded, humbled, and reminds me that sometimes you need to disconnect. Somewhat relevant, but I'm not telling you guys anything about what's going on with my life. I was in shambles. And then, the day after this picture, I left for Mexico with my little sister. And this trip was supposed to be an amazing trip. My goal this year was to take every member of my family on a trip with me. So this is my sister's trip. We were going to Mexico. It was gonna be awesome. And I was again miserable. I felt so bad for her because this should have been such an exciting trip. The hotel was beautiful. The weather was awesome. And I just couldn't get my shit together. I hated everything. I didn't want to shoot. I didn't want to take pictures. Didn't want to do anything. I literally just wanted to do nothing. And I was there for a property. But Sam did such a great job of taking pictures, even though it was her first time with the camera. This is when I realized that my facial features, I think, on Instagram changed. I no longer smiled with my teeth anymore, and I was smiling more with my mouth closed, because I just couldn't do it. I was like, I just can't. I can't smile. I'm not in the mood. I'm not feeling it. It's just too hard. I just don't want to. Not my best work, but this one, I remember it being super hard. My sister was trying to shoot with me, and she was being so supportive, and I was just not having anything. So luckily, my friend Ilona was on the trip with us, and she was so sweet, and she pulled me aside, and she was like, you know what, let Sam veg do her own, let her enjoy the sun, come with me and I'll help you. And we just kind of talked it out, talked about our emotions, got in trouble, what I was going through, all the stuff, and yeah, and then I had to post these pictures. We went back 2 days in a row because I just couldn't get it together. I was like, I don't like my face, I look fat, the light is wrong, all this stuff. The first 200 photos the first day were probably good. We didn't need to go back another day and get another 100. But I wasn't happy with anything, guys. Oh, God. Yeah, it was a rough trip. So February, I turned 30. And I wanted to celebrate my 30th birthday in Hawaii. So we went to Hawaii. It was the first time my entire family was able to come. So much fun, but it was also probably the hardest trip I've ever been on. I was so emotional. For one reason, James wasn't there with me. I was turning 30. We got scammed out of our vacation rental home. If you guys saw my Instagram stories, it was the first time I was on a trip with Michael and Mel, so my brother and my best friend, dating. That was just, everything was just really hard. Everything had played its own role into why I was such a basket case. I had some amazing girls join us on the trip, with some Instagram friends. That made the trip so much better. This photo, for example, is one of the first ones that I took of the year, and I love this photo. It was the first time that I ever posted a photo with my sister and my mom in it, so I was super stoked about it. I got a DM from a friend of mine who was like, you know, like, I just feel like you're being really inauthentic. I don't think we should travel together anymore. Basically just copying other people and copying me. I just don't think that there's anything original about your content anymore. I was floored. I think that there's also something to be said about inspiration and not imitation. This photo was inspired by one of Tessa's photos that she took in Hawaii. Now, little did my friend know, because after that, I just kind of cut communication. I was like, I don't even need to explain myself. I actually reached out to Tessa before I even shot this picture. And I said like, hey, like, just, I'm at Royal Hawaiian. Like, I'm really inspired by your photo that you took here. I wanted to know if it's okay with you if I recreate your photo. The response that I got from Tessa was so amazing and so supportive. She was like, of course, I can't wait for you to see it. Like, it's gonna be so much better because it's your family, go for it. So much support, and I credited her on stories while we were filming a little behind the scenes of it.
Shoot, Tessa, we redid one of your pictures, making it a little different. We've got the whole crew here. Mel, my sister, Mom was in the shot, Dad was our director, and Michael was the photographer. Everyone, great job. High fives. Woo! Group huddle.
Anyways, so that's something that that person never really knew. I asked her first, and she was like, of course, go for it. So I was super disappointed about it. Yeah, and the caption was just fun. It was like, read 'em and weep. I bet I've got the best girl gang around. I'm so happy to have my family with me on this trip and show them around the island. P.S. This is the first picture that I've ever posted with my mom and my sister. To be honest, to have one of your friends say that sucks. Anyways, the point that I'm trying to make with this is that Instagram versus reality. Instagram is a snapshot that is beautiful but curated, you know. My pictures, like, although the idea of them might be very spontaneous, the aesthetic, like, process of it is a little bit more strategic, and it's a little bit more curated in terms of like how I'm posing, the food that's there, like what I want in the picture, the editing style. So I want you guys to remember that although this is my job, it's not always what it seems. So there's a lot of backstory, and this year has definitely been the hardest year for me in terms of, like, you know, getting rid of toxic relationships that no longer serve me. I'd rather have a small, tight-knit group of friends than a lot of flaky ones. So just reassessing what my core values are. Basically putting things first that are part of my core values that I'm gonna see a future with. So my relationship, my friendships. I just wanted to, like, remind you guys that although the feed of most people on Instagram these days is very curated, very perfect, it's not always the same when you look at the backstory of the photo. Sometimes I'm so sick in a photo. I'm so sick and I still have to take photos. And so you're covering that up with makeup and, like, you're grumpy and you're trying to smile, and it's so fake. Thank you guys for supporting me, but I also wanted to be very real with you guys as to the photos that we post and how it's not always a reality, and I don't want you guys to compare yourselves to, oh, my life isn't good enough, oh, I'm not doing enough, I'm not traveling enough, I need to be posting better photos. Do you. That's like the focus for 2019. Just do you. Be happy with where you're at. Do something that is inspiring to you, something that's gonna motivate you. Like, if you're not in the job that you love, get out and do something that you love. That's something that I struggled with for a long time before I got into this business. I I was scared. I played it safe for so long, and I needed that one person to stand up for me and really push me out of my comfort zones. But yeah, it's been a hard year. There's been a lot of struggles. I didn't talk a lot about the hardships of my relationship with you guys because I didn't know where it was going. I never felt like we were in such a solid place, and I didn't want to lose him. And rather than communicating that, I just would travel more and we would talk less, and we never really figured shit out. And now that we take time to really focus on our communication, our relationship has been able to blossom and be so much better. And that's what I was so worried about in the Maldives. So in the Maldives, we had the best time ever, but I was actually scared, which sounds so silly. You're scared to go to the Maldives with your boyfriend. But I was scared to go to the Maldives with my boyfriend, as crazy as that sounds. But the photos that came out of the Maldives were phenomenal. We've never laughed so much together. James was able to get creative, and he took full control over how he wanted to style photos, and I let him, and we had fun. It was so much less pressure. We didn't shoot all day. We just got what we needed to get done, and then we enjoyed. It was and we took advantage of shitty situations, like it pissing rain on us, and I was like, you know what, let's just get in it. Let's just get in the rain. We've danced in the rain so much on that trip, and it was the best trip for our relationship. If you guys want to see more of these kinds of videos, please let me know in the comments below. Let me know if you like this, if you want to see a part 2. I just thought it was fun. You guys love behind the scenes on Instagram, so I figured I would spill the beans here. So, and also if you guys aren't subscribed, please make sure to subscribe. YouTube is a big focus for me for 2019, and I want to be doing more of it. Thanks so much for watching. I love you guys all. See you in the next one. Bye.